Giannis Antetokounmpo is not doing himself a lot of favors right now. And I do get some joy watching people on Twitter get mad at Shams over his reporting that's been proven accurate over and over again instead of being mad at Giannis for playing this game. Mm-hmm. So my 2 cents is that Giannis and the Bucks are both
boom, boom, Jim.
Boom, boom.
Cowards because neither one of them wants to be the villain. Nobody wants to be the bad guy.
I get that.
Right. But
as a golden retriever,
right.
I wouldn't want to either.
But they both... Giannis, I don't think, would have been the villain. There was a way out of this for him. And the Bucks don't need to be either, but both of them are so afraid of not being liked that they're going to both end up looking like villains.
So Giannis bothers me with this whole thing because it is very simple for him just to come out and say either, I'm staying in Milwaukee, stop talking about this, the conversation is done, I'm staying here, maybe even I'm staying here for this year, after this year, we'll see. Or he could say, you know what, my time in Milwaukee has been absolutely great, I want to win a championship and that's not going to happen here in Milwaukee, so I need to find what's best for me in order to continue my legacy and in order to cement myself in history by winning another championship. If he did that, I feel like the people of Wisconsin would respect that decision. Like, am I crazy in thinking that? But I feel like right now, at least for me, I like Giannis. But the longer this gets dragged out, and whether it's a big nothing burger or not, like the longer he lets it just continue to fester in the media, the worse it gets and the worse my opinion of him gets. Am I alone in thinking that, or do you guys feel the same way?
No, I mean, if he does that, he does not come off as a villain. You're just bummed because your time with the best player in the NBA has come to an end or is coming to an end.
So we all agree, though, he is pushing himself towards being a villain right now.
Because you are just kind of messing with the people, with Bucks fans, because you're not giving a direct answer of if you actually want to be here. And then you do things like you did earlier this season. I know we've referenced it before when we've talked about Giannis. You do the thing that you did when the Bucks were playing the New York Knicks earlier this year, and he says, this is my city. This is my city. Okay, well, that makes us want to believe that you're going to stay in this city because it's yours, but then all these other reports come out that you and your team are going to have conversations with teams like, I don't know, the Knicks? Like, what? Like, he's playing games and he knows what he's doing because he is a smart guy. He is not stupid. We all know that.
Right.
That bothers me.
So with Giannis, you're right. If he just said, I want to win championships and that's not going to happen in Milwaukee, anyone who's an actual, like, basketball fan would say, yeah, obviously. It was nice of you to even let them take a run at it to keep you around.
Right.
And so if Giannis, which this is the true Giannis, I think is there. I do think Giannis is someone that likes Milwaukee and in a perfect world would have loved to stay in Milwaukee and continue to try to win championships in Milwaukee. But so he is a loyal guy and he does like it here. So it's misleading when he says, I love Milwaukee. I don't think he's lying. I just think it's misleading. And he is too afraid to be the bad guy. And he's going to end up being the bad guy because if he just said to everyone, I want to win championships, it's not going to happen here, we're all going to say, we get it. Let's blame the Bucks.
Now also, hold on. Now blaming the Bucks and the Bucks not wanting to be portrayed as the bad guy. Would you guys actually view the Bucks as the bad guy? Because I don't think I would. Now, granted, that's me saying this before anything happens. But they've done literally everything in their power to bring this team and to bring Giannis success. So to me, it's like, if they didn't make all those moves, like getting Damian Lillard and then obviously getting Miles Turner like this past year, like if they didn't do those things to prove to me that they wanted to win with Giannis, I would think differently.
Griffin, dropping Adrian Griffin, getting Doc Rivers, like that was all Giannis's like
those
doing
were all
as
like,
well. With the Bucks.
Yeah. But
now,
like for them, they've done everything.
Okay, but the only way that the Bucks are the villains in this is if they get like hosed in the trade.
Well, they're not a villain. They're just stupid then.
Okay, I guess.
Incompetent.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but they're more like, you're going to be like, what is going on? But again, Giannis could end up being the villain there too, because if Giannis forces himself to New York, the Bucks are going to get screwed. The
there's
Knicks
no
got nothing.
Involved.
I don't want Karl Anthony Towns. What are we going to do with that? The Bucks have no draft picks. I don't need to go out and try to win 40 games this year and get what? Like, the Bucks need to bottom out or get picks or both. And so that's the weird part here.
You
That's
need to get picks and bottom out.
Right. That's where Giannis would be the villain, is if he forces himself to New York and the Bucks get stuck with a bad trade.
Do you guys get just a little bit of like 2006, 2005 Brett Favre vibes from this?
Aaron Rodgers is the text I'm getting.
Aaron Rodgers.
The reason for me with Brett Favre, it's the will I won't I retire for like some time. Giannis is also being like very unclear. The Rodgers thing, that to me is a little bit different. Like Brett Favre was actually at the end of his career. Rodgers obviously still playing.
But Giannis isn't at the end of his career.
You're right. You
just don't want to compare him to Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers.
I just don't know if it's the same because Brett Favre was more beloved near the end when he was doing this, and then slowly tainted his reputation. Rodgers' reputation was already kind of like heading down. Teetering.
Okay, I'm not going to. That's
I mean,
not,
let's
it's
be
not
real.
important.
So,
Brett
like, I
Favre
think
at the
if
time was the most beloved guy.
That I agree
And we
with.
have talked recently that Giannis, for the last 3 years, might have been the most beloved Wisconsin sports athlete. That's kind of like where my head's at for that.
So I could actually see it if Giannis goes to a different team, and I get it, the NBA is different than the NFL too, and the fandom is different. But if Giannis goes to a different team in the NBA, there's going to be a lot of Bucks fans that buy his jersey for another team, I think. Where people did that for Brett Favre. I don't know if many people did that for Aaron Rodgers.
And I
I
also
did
think
not
it's a
get
sport
Rodgers'
too.
Jets
I think it's a
jersey.
sport too. The NBA, I think people follow the players more. To Molly's point about the Bucks being villains, I think the only way they're going to end up looking like villains is if they play this sort of stalemate game with Giannis and then Giannis just walks, or they drag this out too long because they're too afraid to be the bad guy, and then they end up getting a lesser trade.
Or if they put him back out on the court and he loses an Achilles because he's already got calf.
He was close.
Right.
They got lucky. They dodged a bullet.
Oh, my goodness. Like, you're now getting pennies on the dollar for Giannis. Yeah, so I don't know. You're absolutely right, Molly. More than, like, being a villain, he's just being annoying. Just tell us what you want.
He could just literally I think that's the biggest thing is he could squash it with just one appearance in front of the media. That's all he had to do.
Have we asked the question, is Giannis annoying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we described what was your feelings around the whole Giannis situation last week, and Molly very loudly
I know
said it was
Molly
annoying.
said it. I just want to know if we asked our listeners, is Giannis annoying?
I think everyone would agree at this point. Now, I think it's the
Should we-
question of what Matt was saying is this hurting his legacy at this point?
Is he turning into Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre?
Maybe. I think it's so far from that, though, at this point. Like, it would have to go to another level.
It would have to go to another level, but it's Brett Favre because of how beloved he was.
Let's go with, is Giannis hurting his legacy?
Yeah.
That's our silent limited poll question. 844-770-3776. Is Giannis hurting his legacy? This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly